What is up, Revivalists? How's it going? It's Simon here from CD Revival once again. Today I'm going to do another top 10 video. If you remember last week I did top 10 songs with rock and metal in the title, and this week I'm going to step it up a notch, and today I'm doing the top 10 songs with metal in the title. So a little bit more heavier, but a little bit less to choose from on this one. There's a, could fill it up with Man of War or with Judas Priest, but I've only gone for one artist per entry, if you like. So yeah, so if you could just like and subscribe before we start off, that would be superb, and we'll get going underway. The first one I've gone for is Heavy Metal Machine, which is by Smashing Pumpkins from their album Machine and the Machines of God. A decent album. I preferred this to Adore, which came out before. Adore's a little bit more low-key. This one's definitely a heavier album, and yeah, Heavy Metal Machine is a decent grinding track, so a good one to start off with. Yeah, decent album all round. But yeah, so number 10, Heavy Metal Machine by the Smashing Pumpkins. My number 9, I've gone for one of my favourite albums from Steel Panther, Feel the Steel, and the track is Death to All But Metal. Obviously fairly tongue-in-cheek, as all their stuff tends to be, but still a pretty cool track to open the album off. Obviously name-checking a bunch of bands who they feel are not metal, and they obviously clearly are. But yeah, cool album. All of their albums are pretty decent, so this one probably their second one of the two best. But Death to All But Metal, so a tongue-in-cheek ode to metal and anything that's not, basically. But yeah, that's my number 9, Death to All But Metal by Steel Panther. Number 8, I've gone for The Metal by Tenacious D from their Pick of Destiny album, from the soundtrack of the film of the same name. Really cool track from them. Finishes off the album. Really cool riff on it. I say once again, tongue-in-cheek, but pretty cool. Yeah, an underrated band, I think. Obviously they are a sort of comedic band. I've seen them live; they were pretty cool. But yeah, The Metal is my number 8 from Tenacious D. My number 7 is from the band KK's Priest. Obviously KK Downing, the guitarist, Tim Ripper Owens on vocals. The track is Metal Through and Through. Really cool album. If you've not checked this one out and you like Priest, then honestly this is an excellent, really cool metal album, basically. Metal Through and Through, quite an epic song. Yeah, a bunch of different changes on it, but really awesome track on a really awesome, maybe overlooked album. Strongly recommend you check this one out if you have not already. But that's Metal Through and Through. That's my number 7 from KK's Priest. My number 6, I have gone for Metal Health, Bang Your Head, from Quiet Riot. I don't have the album Metal Health, but I've got their greatest hits, which obviously does feature the track as well. One of the first metal tracks I heard back in the day, quite honestly. Yeah, just a really good metal track, basically. I think the album Metal Health's a bit of hit and miss. It is a classic album, sold millions in the US, obviously. But the track, Metal Health, yeah, really cool, gets you going. I say one of the first metal tracks I heard when I was, I don't know, probably about 12 or something. And loved it, and set me on my road to loving metal, as it were. So yeah, Quiet Riot, Metal Health. That is my number 6. Number 5, I've gone for Metal Thrashing Mad from Anthrax, from the Fistful of Metal album. First album, Neil Turbin on vocals. They've done it better live since with Joey, and I think there's a version on the Greater of Two Evils album as well with John Bush on vocals. Still a really cool track. Yeah, just a great track, really. Metal Thrashing Mad, probably one of the first songs to use the word thrash as well. So 2 for 1 on that one. But that's my number 5, Metal Thrashing Mad by Anthrax from Fistful of Metal. Number 4, I have got Heavy Metal Thunder, which is by Saxon from their Strong Arm of the Law album. Classic new wave of British heavy metal band, Saxon. Superb. And Heavy Metal Thunder, yeah, it's just one of their great tracks, anthemic. Fill your head with heavy metal thunder. What can I say? Great track, celebrating metal. Number 3, I have got a Metallica song, Metal Militia, finishes off the album, their first album, Kill 'Em All. Really, yeah, just awesome, like thrashy track when Metallica were, you know, really, really good. But yeah, Metal Militia, you know, really, yeah, great track, you know, really sets the, well, it doesn't set the tone, but finishes the album off nicely. So that's Metal Militia, my number 3 from Kill 'Em All by Metallica. My number 2 is Judas Priest and Metal Gods from British Steel album. Could have picked a bunch of Judas Priest songs. The Metal Meltdown's a really good one. Yeah, they do, you know, one of the bands that do enjoy celebrating metal. But yeah, I've had to go for Metal Gods as my ultimate Judas Priest metal song. But yeah, so that's yeah, just a really great grinding track with the, you know, the biscuit barrels at the end or whatever, filled with stones or whatever to get the stomping feet. But yeah, Metal Gods, number 2, could have been number 1, but I've got one that I prefer as number 1. But still, awesome track, Metal Gods by Priest from British Steel. My number 1 is obviously by Manowar. Once again, could have been Brothers in Metal, but it's not. I've gone for the track Metal Days. Just a really cool, like, you know, just a really cool metal track celebrating metal. Yeah, great vocals, just a great like chorus, just great everything really. And yeah, one of the, you know, the celebrators of metal, probably the biggest ones of all, is Manowar. So yeah, deservedly so. My number 1, Metal Days from Battle Hymns by Manowar, and that's my number 1. So yeah, that was my ranking of the top 10 tracks with metal in the title. You enjoyed that. Obviously there's be a few that you think maybe should have been on the list, so I'll say there's some honourable mentions, mainly Manowar and Priest tracks, but I'll let you fill in the gaps in the comments below. Let me know your favourite tracks with metal in the title, and I'll be back to you with a new video pretty soon. I think my next one is going to be the Green Day ranking, so I'm just sort of working my way through that, which is a tricky one because all their albums are quite similar in a way, so it's just about, you know, which ones I prefer and which ones have got the least sort of tracks that I don't enjoy so much, but all pretty enjoyable albums, to be honest with you. So yeah, that'll be my next video. So once again, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be super helpful for the channel, and thanks you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next time. Take it steady. Cheers.